Crazy week, crazy week. Um, Yo, did you see that guy spit up or drink blood in the wrestling ring and all that shit?
I didn't watch it live. I know of it. I know I'm a big big fan of Swerve, but that not so much.
That was kind of wicked, though, right?
Yeah. It seems that AEW, like, that's their thing. Like they want to push everything to the limit. So
They
seems
just
about
kind of
on
pushed the envelope, or
contract.
what?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
A lot of their matches push the envelope.
damn. Yeah, that was fucking wicked. And then he like Triple H shit at the end. I thought he was gonna drink it and shit. Real fucking what Indiana Jones Temple of Doom kind of shit.
Yeah,
That would have been fucking wild. But that was still crazy though. Man, wrestling's changed so much since I was a kid.
it sure has.
And what is up? Welcome back. It's Sunday night here on the Average Boys podcast on our new day, new night. Same old story, same old story, same old story. I'm here with my co-host, the mighty man himself from New Jersey, Brian D from New Jersey. How you doing, brother?
Yo, what's going on, Crispy? How you doing tonight, babe?
Good, man. I feel real good, man. Was out on the town all day today, man, just doing errands and
Oh
and
yeah,
doing
what were
good
you doing?
things.
What were you doing today?
Um, I had to go to McAllen for one of my clients. They needed some help doing some. I represent as a graphics designer, freelance graphics designer. I represent several companies, including one of them that's in McAllen. It's a mom and pop called Dippin' Burgers. They're a badass little company. They got a little burger place that has just a bunch of different styles of dips and stuff like that. Really cool idea, and very health oriented. And yeah, I helped them out with their menus, their banners, whatever they need for signs and business. And yeah, it's a fresh
Cool.
company I started working with, and I'm really digging it. Really digging it. Good people. So shout out to Dippin' Burgers in McAllen. If you guys ever a chance
Dipping
to check it out.
burgers. Yes,
Dip
sir.
in burgers, man. Dip in burgers.
So
And then
wait,
after
so
that,
you said healthy. I mean, they're burgers. So what healthy is it about their burgers that's healthy?
so most of the ingredients that they use, especially for the dips, are all like natural and organic. And
Okay,
then like the people themselves, they used to own several fitness companies, fitness restaurants.
gotcha.
So they've kind of taken that idea of what they used to do for like what is that, like pre-made meals or like low calorie meals or vegan meals, and they've turned
All
it
right,
into the burger kind of
cool.
concept where like they use like really good organic meat. They even have vegan burgers and vegan hot dogs and just different options. It's really interesting. I dig it. They're a
Question.
good place, good people.
I have a question though. If
Shoot.
you had a choice of going to Dippin' Burgers or Chili's, which one would it be?
It's probably gonna be Dippin' Burgers, man. And, I'll
Dippin'
get you.
Burgers. Okay.
We're gonna take you there when you get here, man. I have
I'm
like so
just.
many. I have like so many places now in like for sure order that I know I have to get you to go to when you get down.
It's funny. It's funny now
So
that
you're
you
gonna
have.
have to like prep like one of those like food eating championship guys because
Okay.
you're gonna be eating like all the
All
time.
right. All right. That's. I mean, I was just wondering if Dippin' Burgers was if it stood up to the behemoth that is Chili's. But apparently, they can go toe to toe with them. So that's
Yeah,
cool.
they can do pretty good. You know what it kind of reminds me of? It reminds me
Tell
of,
me.
of
Tell me.
a more mom and pop version of Dairy Queen. I don't know if you're familiar with Dairy Queen.
I'm familiar.
Yeah, it's kind of like that where it's
Yo,
very like
is it weird? I've never eaten like regular food at Dairy Queen. I've only had ice cream from Dairy Queen. I've never had
ice
food.
cream's legit though. Like they
But
have
like
some
that's what they're
really
known for is like their ice cream, right?
is
And
yeah,
like
they're known for their ice creams. It's like a Freddy's. I don't know if you're familiar with the restaurant
Jim's
Freddy's.
got a Freddy's out here like a few months ago.
How you liking it? Did you try it out yet or no?
I had it one time.
Yeah, what'd you think?
It was cool. It's like steak burgers, right? It's just like regular
Yeah,
steak burgers.
and they're
Yeah.
like the ones that are like the smash style, like they're very
Yeah,
thin
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
But they're
Yeah,
good though,
I
man. The
had it.
bread's
I
good,
had
like
it
the
one
fries are good.
time. I think I DoorDashed it or whatever. It was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I got it.
What's really cool about that place? What's up, Jeremy? Shout outs in the comment section, man. Good up. Bring stretchy pants by him. Yeah, you're gonna need them when you come down here, man. So make sure he feeds you like crazy.
Right.
The cool thing about that Freddy's place is did you try the ice cream?
No, I didn't get a chance to try the ice cream though,
They
which I
use
guess
like the
is
soft serve custard ice cream.
okay.
They
Okay.
use that kind, and that's badass, man. I love that kind of ice cream. That kind of ice cream's legit.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Freddy's is a good place. We have a couple of them down here, and very very popular. We have it like I think I've told you, like right at the convention center is like the mecca of entertainment in the McAllen area,
Hmm.
and that's where our Freddy's is. Well deserved, man. Well deserved. So yeah, Brian, what about you? How's your week, brother?
Good man. I really don't have much to complain about. Just getting a few things logistically down with a side gig that I got going on,
Mhm.
and that's honestly that's all that I have to talk about, man. I mean, this week coming up is Thanksgiving, so gonna eat like a fucking like a madman and just relax, watch some football, and just
Nice.
relax, man.
You're like a Texas man. You guys are like Texas, man. When it comes to Thanksgiving, it's just football and food.
Yeah, man.
What would be your favorite Thanksgiving dish to have on Thanksgiving? Of course, turkey. Everybody loves turkey, but like,
I'm
what's
not
your
really been a
favorite?
big turkey fan.
Shit.
I mean, I'm not a big turkey fan. If anything, I'll have like some turkey legs if I had a choice.
Okay,
Um, like some deep fried turkey legs, and then maybe some mac and cheese, some collard
mac
greens.
and cheese.
Some candy yams. Definitely have to have sweet potato pie. You guys don't eat sweet potato pie. Right? You guys eat like pumpkin pie and shit like that. And
I
fucking
would say it kind of pushes more to the pumpkin pie.
yeah, I can't stand pumpkin pie. I'm more of a sweet potato pie fan. And
Nice.
so that's what I'm looking forward to. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm with you there. I'm kind of like a mac and cheese kind of guy though, so like I kind of stick more to primarily mac and cheese. I don't really like the green bean casseroles. Not really much on like yams and stuff like that,
Yeah.
cranberries or nothing. Like I just like fucking mac and cheese and stuffing without.
Whose idea was it to bring the fucking cranberry sauce to thing? Why is that a Thanksgiving pillar?
I have no
It's a
idea, man.
fucking roll of jello,
Yeah,
cranberries
disgusting, man.
flavor. And
It's
who the fuck
disgusting.
eats that? You have to slice it like a fucking like a cinnamon roll. Like why? Why? Who decided to do that?
I don't know. That's got to be those guys that came across on the boat because no one on this side be eating that shit.
Who eats yo,
That
listen,
sounds like a
anyone that's
British thing, dude.
listening or watching, if you guys and I listen, I love all the viewers and all the fans, but if you guys eat cranberry sauce, you guys are fucking psychos. I'm sorry, man.
You guys, there's something wrong with you.
Psychos.
Yeah, that's like some fucking psycho. That's some fucking psycho killer shit.
Some canned
Um,
jello.
yeah, I'm not a big fan. My mom actually, she digs cranberries, the cranberry jello or what. I don't even know what to call it. Like it's
It's
just, we call it
it's
cranberries,
this cranberry sauce.
but you're not lying. That's just cranberry jello. We could just call it cranberry flan for fucking for eggs and steaks, man. Because that shit's weird as fuck. I really think it's.
It
I really
just
think
takes up room on my plate, dog. I don't
yeah,
have time for that. I don't have time
straight
for
up,
it.
straight up. Don't get the roll. Get the one with the berries. So much
See,
better.
I've never
It's the
had that. I've
same
never
shit.
had that. I've only seen the cranberry sauce that comes in the freaking can and it comes out in a roll. And I
And
was
they
just
go
always thought that it was the weirdest thing to bring to someone's house, like or to have for people to eat. You're slicing jello.
Mayors is like past Karens are the ones that made that shit. Past Karens, dude. That's
Elizabeth,
awesome.
why are you making six pies? Like, why? What is the necessity for six pies?
Wait,
That's a
what
lot of
kind of pies are we talking? Like, are they
a lot
doing
of pies, man.
what? Like, what kind of pies though? Are they cranberry pies? Because that shit, you can just toss it right out, man. Just toss it right out. Okay, okay, well, okay. Does that make it any better? Does it make it any better when it has the cranberries in it? Like, I don't, I don't even know. Because it's like, is it still a Jello? Because that shit's gross, dude.
Listen, man. Don't put a fucking cranberry next to my plate. I don't care if it's. I
Pecan
don't care if
apple. Okay, okay.
I
That's not
don't
bad.
care if it's in the roll form, mashed form with. I don't need it. I
What's
just
even
don't
more
need
fucked
it.
up is when it takes the form of the can and it's got those rivets in the middle.
That's what
Those
I'm
fucking
saying.
that wiggly shit. It's
And all
like,
you
man, that
do is
shit's been
just
in
put it
the
on like a side dish and just have people with a knife
they put it
next
like
to
in a
it.
soup. They put it like in a soap dish. It's just
Disgusting.
by itself in the other side, just there moping and sad, dude.
Yeah,
Sad cranberries, dude.
whoever started that trend, they need to be locked up immediately.
Though more like a sauce, but I like cranberries. Okay, so like cranberry juice is okay. when it stays in its consistency of being a juice. It just reminds me of church or whatever, and they give you like communion or whatever.
Yeah.
6 pies because I'm visiting other people. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Pecan, apple, and pumpkin. Which one would be your choice, Brian? Out of
See,
those
I
three?
listen. Out of those three, I would go again. I am a sweet potato pie fan, but if I had to pick those three with the gun on my head, I'm definitely going apple. There's nothing better than like homemade apple pie with
Apple
some
pie.
like cinnamon on the top of it, some ice cream, bro. It doesn't get better than that, man.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree. I think apple out of all those is the most normal sounding one. Pecans is just a bunch of nuts gravitationally set into function together in a weird amalgamation. Pumpkins is pumpkins are only good for carving. That's about it, dude. But yeah, what's up, David? Good to see you, my dude.
Yo, 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 my
You, my
guy.
man, from Adam's Collecting, dude. Adam Collections. He's gonna be doing a new project coming up soon. I can't wait to see what's up. Cannot wait. I make cinnamon whipped creamed
Oh,
to
sold,
go with it. Damn, and you
sold,
make it? Like,
sold.
that's fucking legit. You know what's real crazy is my mom, my whole life, has been such an awesome baker.
I
Like
was
she
thinking about
bakes
that rock.
all the
Oh, yeah,
time. She
Rob.
bakes all the cherry pie booty tang.
I was thinking about that route, but
Yeah,
I was like, this is this
that's
is
funny,
this is
dude.
not the place for that. But whatever. Yeah.
My mom has always been such a spectacular baker, like
Okay.
always baking pastries and stuff my whole life.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I love chocolate, and she's never made me anything chocolate my entire life, dude. She's made every other fucking flavor you can think of. Nothing chocolate, nothing.
Wow.
Birthday, nothing, just no chocolate. She's just like, you want it? Go get it yourself, man. I ain't gonna bake that shit. Here's an
I
upside down pineapple cherry cheese pipe cake or whatever.
There you go.
Some shit you don't normally eat,
There you
but
go.
it's good.
Eat up.
Excellent, excellent. But yeah, man, I can't wait. Thanksgiving's coming up this week. I think it's what on Thursday.
Thursday, sir.
Yeah, I want to say Thursday, man. So it's gonna be really good. Look at this guy. Fucking dude straight up just came in, gave us just doing business. Look at this guy on his grind. I don't know who he is, but thank you from Twitter for leaving that comment. Appreciate you. Elizabeth says, yeah, I like to bake stress relief so I can punch dough and not people. That's a good point. Very, very good. Robert says, I never tried pumpkin pie, pumpkin spice, or shit, whatever. So brownies for you? Yes, if I would be down if you made brownies any day of the week. I love
Do
brownies.
you put like pecans or nuts in
I
your
don't put
brownies?
anything, dude.
Pause.
No, fucking
No,
nothing. Just chocolate.
brownies, just fudge.
no, just
Pause.
chocolate. If you can get like Reese's close to it, like maybe some like peanut butter whip or something, like I'm good with that. I just don't know about anything because it's like I have to get the trust to want to get it because no one's ever like made me a chocolate anything. You know what I mean? So like if they come in and be like, "Oh, I made you some chocolate with some spam in it or something," I'm gonna be like, "Dude, what the fuck? Like, why spam? Like, I just wanted just a chocolate cake."
So
But
your trauma is the reason why you wouldn't trust anyone else's chocolate.
I do. No. I need a truck, but it's just one of those things. Like, I'm just basic, man. I'm just a basic bitch when it comes to chocolate. I just want chocolate. I
Okay.
just want chocolate.
All right.
But going back to that part, if you ever want to play a really good prank on anybody, you get a bunch of spam together and you put it in a block and you put frosting over it. You dip their face in it like the traditional thing when they blow the cake out or whatever, and it's just frosting and spam all over their face, dude.
Well,
It's okay. No, you don't have to think about it. Just gotta get it. Gotta get someone with it one day, and you'll thank me for it later, dude. You'll thank me for it later.
first off, no, let's settle this right now because I'm never doing that. Number one, I'm never
I've done it
doing
like
that.
twice.
And I'm assuming you've done this before.
I've done it like twice. That's why I was like, I think I've done it twice.
I just have so many questions. How much spam did that take?
It was like 12 cans. It was like 12 cans of spam.
So you really think that I'm gonna sit here at 40 years old, right? Buy 40 can what you said,
like 98 cents. No, it's like 12 cans.
You think I'm gonna be fucking around with 12 cans of spam to make a cake just so that I can bash someone's face in it and get a hot? I'm not doing that, bro.
I think you would. It's one of those things if you want to get a
spam.
really good laugh out of it. Now it gets even weird. Poor people hungry, man. It gets even weirder when you need a combining agent for all of the spam pieces and you use like potted meat to kind of glue them together as
I've
the
never
mason.
I've never had spam before. ever.
Oh, you never had it like just in general?
I've never seen it or touched it. I've never done
Dude, what do
anything.
you mean you've never seen it?
I've
It's
never
all
seen
over
it.
fucking. It's everywhere, man.
I know what it is, and I know when I walk down the aisle, I've seen Spam, and I've seen it in
You
people's
just give it a thumbs
cabinets.
up, and you're like, "Later's."
But I've never needed to had to eat Spam before.
It's like sandwich meat. Just
I know
really
what it is.
weird.
I'm very aware of what it is, but I'd rather just get fucking sandwich meat than
You're like, I'd
what
rather
is
just get
what
regular ass
is
shit, dude.
what is Spam? What is it?
So spam was, or it is the equivalent to what they put in hot dogs,
Yeah.
right? Which is like just the when they're done cutting the bologna by the fud or whatever, by the weighted shit, and they have like all the leftover stuff. They've ground it up and they make it into like this thing, right? But it was made very popular back during World War II. Yeah, during World War II, because it was the only meat available to the soldiers in certain parts of the island areas.
Yeah.
And that's why it's really popular in island areas, which is like Hawaii, Japan, in some parts of the Philippines. Like right now, they still have like gourmet meals with spam. What's up, Mark? Good to see you. Chew a new podcast in the comment
Yes,
section.
sir.
Good to
Yes,
see you, my
sir.
man.
What's up? What's up?
But yeah,
So
it's
you're
still
telling me
very
the
good.
evolution of Spam has led it down the course of now being bought in 12 cans at a time to make a cake to bash someone's face in it with icing. That's where Spam has
It
come.
was worth it though. It was
All right.
extremely
All
worth it for that party.
right. Okay. Nice. I mean, if that makes you
Bougie.
bougie, that
Myers
must
is
be
That's a great comment, dude.
that I mean, I guess I am. I'm never eating Spam.
That belongs on the shirt, dude.
I don't
Only
care.
sliced meats.
Listen, I don't care how struggling I am. I don't care where I am in
For
life.
the struggle.
Spam is never coming across my plate ever.
If we ever get the opportunity in this lifetime to go to Hawaii, that's like the only fucking meat they got there. That's like the only thing they eating over
I'm
there.
sure that's not the only
It's
fucking
the
meat
only
they
thing.
have in fucking
Only
Hawaii,
meat, dude.
bro.
They don't even know
Well,
they don't even have an export
well,
for
listen,
meat there.
I like seafood too, so we can go the seafood route. Where you don't have to go.
You're like, I'm just not doing spam. So
There's-
you
yeah.
wouldn't do spam like how are you? Okay. Quick question. How are you with sushi?
Good, great.
You're good,
I
dude?
love
Okay.
seafood. Yeah.
So like there are some styles of I got burps, man. Sushi that they make that has some types of spam in it, like in the Hawaii area. Would you
Okay.
ever venture to try it?
No.
Like at all, at all?
Why the fuck would I eat sushi with Spam?
That's a good question. That's a real good question.
What am I missing here? Like, isn't Spam supposed to be like the struggle like food? Like when you're struggling, that's because it's cheap. Like you said, 99 cents a can, right? Like you eat it when
I
you're
don't think
struggling.
so.
And you're
I've never assumed that it's like that because if you go to like when you go to the deli section and you get like the fucking big cuts of ham or bologna or whatever it is, bologna I think would equivalently be the same type of stuff in the same way. It's
I
just a
don't eat
big
fucking
ass.
bologna either.
Yeah, you don't do bologna at all.
Hell
Oh,
no.
it's just not your thing, right?
It's disgusting, bro.
Brian doesn't have OnlyFans. He has only meats. That's great.
Yeah,
I don't
nah,
know,
no
that's gonna be
bologna,
inter-
no Spam. I don't know what the fuck that shit is, bro.
Well, I mean, it's optional. So you've made it this far without it. I don't think there's any desire to want to do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't think I'm missing much. So
Yeah, you can't be missing too much. I like spam. I like it for breakfast. Like when you could do it for like instead of bacon, you could do ham replacement, and you just cut it up in little cubes and mix it up, and it's like
what does
adding.
it taste like? What does it taste like?
Like I guess like cooked bologna. I guess that's the easiest way to explain it. Just tastes like cooked bologna. I don't know how to explain it. That's a good question. It tastes like a more saltier variation of like hot dog meat, like just a little bit more salt.
So you
But then you
eggs.
can get the low sodium, and then it tastes more like a hot dog.
So you eat hot
But
dogs
then-
for breakfast. Shit.
Huh?
So hot dogs for breakfast.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But isn't that
sliced
kind of
hot
like
dogs.
you've heard that before, where you cut up little hot dogs and put them in like eggs and stuff?
Hot dogs, no.
No. What do you have you ever done? What shit? We're gonna have a whole learning experience of culture here about South Texas right now.
Y'all
Yeah.
put yo wait, y'all put y'all put hot dogs and eggs?
Hot dogs is like one part. It could be the same thing like with ham slices. Like you do like
Nah,
you
get the
cut up
fuck out
ham,
of here,
like a
man.
Hamish product. Look, I thought spam was like a Hamish product. I think it it's equivalent, like at least almost like pork. It's like the cheap man's.
Y'all don't put hot dogs in y'all eggs, do you? For
What's
real?
like the coolest shit that you put in your breakfast stuff?
I'm asking you a question. Do you
Okay, go
guys
for it.
out there in Texas put hot dogs in your eggs?
Hot dogs or ham, anything. So you can do like ham slices and dice it up if it's thick, and have that in there.
The
It's just
majority of the listeners and the watchers over here are from Texas, so I'm gonna be easy. But like hot dogs in eggs is that's
hot.
wild.
Okay, hot dogs wrapped in a croissant dough. That's what we call piggies in a
So
blanket.
that's a pig in a
Yeah,
blanket.
pigs in a
That's fine.
blanket. Yeah,
I
that's
got
pretty
that.
normal. Yeah, weenies and eggs. See,
Weenies and eggs.
see, you're gonna Brian's gonna have a fucking cooking channel just called
No, my mind is just
South Texas.
my mind is
It's gonna
blown.
be called Brian D cooks shit from South Texas.
I promise you, 30 minutes ago, I did not know I was going to be sitting here talking about
Talking
spam
about weird
and hot
breakfast things.
dogs and eggs.
What
Yeah,
about
I
okay?
didn't know that.
How about barbacoa? Have you ever had barbacoa?
I don't know what the fuck that is. No.
Okay, so barbacoa is like a shredded beef.
Oh
that
wait, no,
they-
I've had that. They have it at like Chipotle. I know what that is.
I wonder if that's the same shit. Because okay, so do you know what
It's just
barbacoa
shredded.
is?
It's shredded beef.
It's not. It's not beef.
What is it?
It's shredded tongue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's tongue. So I don't. I don't. That makes you like, fuck. Have I been eating tongue this whole fucking time?
I've never had it, but I've heard
No.
of it. Unless I'm
Yeah,
thinking about something
barbacoa is
different.
tongue, and that's like a real big. Man, you come down here, like you can buy that bitch by like the gallon almost, like in at any gas station. I don't even know if you were able to do that when you were down here when you came down the first time. Like our Stripes make like fucking bomb ass breakfast tacos, like straight up like rancher style breakfast tacos.
Okay.
So like barbacoa is like one of like the major contributing fucking factors to heart attacks down here in South Texas. Like everyone loves that shit. So when you come down, oh okay, there you go. There you go. The butt cheek of
Yeah,
the,
I was gonna say like I don't know if it's fucking just tongue. Like it's I thought it was like meat.
yeah, it's usually because of the fact that in the culture that we're in, they never wanted to kind of like throw away anything.
Yeah, yeah.
So like even when they cook like cabeza de vaca, like when they cook the head of the animal, like people will fucking eat like all the like
No, the
there's
black culture is very
very
similar
similar,
with
right?
like chitlins and hog maws and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
fucking
Like I've
chitlins
never
are
have you ever had
disgusting.
what's that shit like what's the fucking the shit with the pig's feet or pig shit? Have
Pig's
you ever
feet.
eaten that weird? Have you ever had that or no?
I'm not eating none of that slave struggle shit. Never.
Oh shit! Okay, so I've seen it and it's like I've seen it and I'm like, man, I wonder what that fucking shit tastes like. Like in my
Pig's
mind, I
feet.
went,
No, that's like the same thing you explained is in the black culture as well. Dating back to slavery times,
"Mm,
black people when they got a pig, they didn't waste anything.
yeah, they
So
didn't waste anything.
they ate the whole thing. Chitlins, pig's feet, fucking
What are
all that
chitlins?
shit. It's like the intestines of the pig.
Oh, tripas. Yeah, we do the
So
same
they,
thing
they
with it.
they eat all that shit. And I'm listen, bro, I get it. Back then, that was cool. And like my grandmother's generation still
Still
eats that
casually do it,
shit,
right?
but I'm not eating that shit, bro. Like
Yeah,
what
that's
the
the equivalent
fuck?
to us and tripas, man. Tripas are the same way, which are like the intestines.
Listen, I'm from the East Coast. We bougie as fuck up here, bro. Like I'm
See,
not
look
eating
right there, Mark. Look
fucking
at Mark. Tripas is the bomb.
I'm not
I
eating
don't know
pig's
about that,
feet
man.
and
I
I'm
don't know
not
about
eating
that.
chitlins. I'm not eating none of that shit, bro.
So, like
Fuck that.
in just general, you've never tried the pig's feet ones? Because I've
Never.
always wanted to try it just to get through it, I guess.
That doesn't sound appetizing to me. Pig's feet. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Not at all. I just want to know what the big height was. Same as the goat brains. Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, the culture, dude. Rob's cousin was just telling us a fucking wild story that they shot two pigs out in the ranches the other day, and they were fucking skinning them, and both of the fucking pigs came back to life and started fucking like going crazy and shit
While they were alive? I mean, while they
while
were
they were
being
getting
skinned?
skinned. Yeah, that were being skinned. Yeah, that's so wild. Head cheese is always the thing. I was like, nope, when seeing. What's head cheese? You know what head cheese is?
I don't know what
Yeah,
that
I don't
is.
know what the fuck head cheese is. That sounds wild as shit already. I'm almost scared to ask. Every time I'm in the
Yeah.
kitchen, you in the kitchen, and the
Yeah,
damn.
eating up all the pig's feet. Yeah, that's
And
what I'm
all the
saying. Yeah, no, nah,
I
hell
gotta.
no.
I've always wanted just to taste it, just to see what it tastes like. I don't think it's something I'm gonna indulge in or get
Yeah,
stuck.
I just googled head cheese, and yeah, I'm gonna that's gonna be a hard pass for me as well. I'm not
What?
gonna.
What is it?
It's like a block of meat. It looks like it's like a I don't know. It's weird. It looks like just meat in unison.
It's an amalgamation of meats.
It's just yeah, it's like a meat casserole, but it doesn't look cooked. It looks
Ugh.
weird. It looks wild.
It was some kind of clear looking
Some
cheese with the
It's some
meat
Europe.
bits in it.
Yeah. It's some
Fuck out of
European
here.
shit.
Have you
Yeah.
ever tried Lindenberg cheese? Is that the one that's like molded? I want to say that's the one that's fucking like disgustingly molded. No, I never tried that shit.
Ew. So head cheese. The reason why it's called head cheese is because it's made with the flesh from the head of a calf or pig, typically set in aspic. I don't know what that means, and usually eaten cold at room temperature or in a sandwich. So
Elizabeth,
it's
what are you fucking
the
doing?
flesh of a calf or a pig,
Used is it because of the gelatin?
bro. I'm giving up on this. I'm
HEB
tapping out.
used to have it when I was a kid.
Blech.
Yeah, man, because fucking shit was real back then.
Why the fuck would you want to eat that now though? Like I get it, like back in the day, I get that. Like you gotta do what you gotta do. But goddamn, like there's a couple noodle soup somewhere in the cabinet somewhere, bro. You don't gotta go with the head cheese, my god.
Yeah, man, you get some fucking spaghettios and fucking go
Some
over that shit.
spaghettios, some
Yeah,
chef
fuck, man.
Boyardee,
If you're on
like
the struggle, just do the ramen
some
in a cup or
ramen, yeah,
something,
some
dude.
ramen, bro. Like I'm not
Blame
eating
HEB. I only saw it in the
chitlins
deli. I
and
don't eat it.
pig's feet when I got
Can
the
you
cup of
imagine
noodles
there's
right
some
there,
motherfucker
bro.
out there that's holding up the line trying to buy head cheese by the pound? Can you
Never.
imagine that? How would the audacity of that motherfucker just holding up the line in the deli section, being like, can I have the head cheese up to about right here, a pound of it? I get the fuck out of here, dude. I'd be like, you want head
Imagine.
cheese? Kick him in the fucking leg and shit. There, that's what it feels like. I seen it at a picture. I've seen it at HEB. Looks nasty, bro. Just a
I
picture of
just,
it.
I will that picture is etched in my brain now. Right now, I will never forget what the fuck head cheese is. It's disgusting.
Oh no, man. We're gonna have to try it one day. That's a white person. Let's be real.
Nah, it said it's like that was like some European shit. Like they eat that shit in Europe somewhere.
Is that like what's that Vegemite kind of shit or what?
I don't know what that is.
Vegemite is this weird spread that they eat that tastes just nasty, dude. Like it just tastes like rubber and salt just mixed together. You put it on your bread and you eat it. British people love it. And I'm like, eat a dick, dude. Like nobody's gonna eat this shit, dude. Hope they choke on a bag of them, dude. Just straight up. That's disgusting. Disgusting. Okay, one last question before we get to the real nitty gritty of this.
Shoot.
What is like your bad indulgent food? Like, what's the one thing that you're like, no, I eat this, it's bad. I know it is, but I love the shit out of it.
McDonald's. It just flat out.
Fuck, dude, that's the same. Dude, you have no idea how stupid I felt the other day and how fat my inner fat kid like rushed out when I heard the McRib was back.
Now, see, that's another thing. I've never had a McRib.
Dude, the McRib is fucking.
I will never eat a McRib. I just
Don't do it because it's addictive as fuck, dude. I eat like 2 when I go. I can't stop myself. I'm almost on 3, man. Shit.
I'm good on that.
Yeah, there was one time where it was like buy a McRib, get one for $1, and I was like, "Can I buy 2 and
So
get 2
you
for
just
$1?"
been crazy. They was giving them away. You was going
Yeah,
crazy,
it's just
huh?
like fucking McRibs for everybody, Oprah style, dude. Just
Holy
McRib for you,
shit.
McRib for you, man. And it's oh man, Dino Nuggets is better than everything. Dino Nuggets, really? That's a good question. That's a good, like the ones like the frozen ones. Yo, okay, so my bad indulgent food, and this is just like straight up, fuck Mark, dude, jeez, and that's what I'm telling you. Remember, I was telling you, Brian, that's where I'm taking you when you get down, man.
Willie B's loaded baked potato
with
barbecue sauce. That
bro,
sounds amazing.
When you come down, that's exactly the place I'm taking you, man. Because that's the place I go to every year on my birthday. Like that's my place. Or if I get like a successful thing and I feel I have to celebrate,
We going to
That's what I
Willie
fuck.
B's.
Willie B's, man. The baked
All
potato
right.
is big motherfucking baked potato, brisket or whatever kind of meat you want on top, and their barbecue sauce, and it's boom, chef's kiss, boy, chef's kiss, straight, man. Yeah, my bad indulgence is gonna be the fucking tub of macaroni they sell in the deli at Walmart. That's like $4. I'll buy like 3 of those on a paycheck and cram them all in like a day. And it's like just flaming hot Cheetos, dude, on top. I'm like, diabetes, here I come, or whatever the fuck comes from this. I don't know what comes from it, but I'm yeah, don't eat the mac. No, it's not okay. So David's got the secrets, man. He's got the secrets when it comes to the Wally world. If you ever want to know some shit about Wally world, like he's the guy to ask. And he's like, don't ever
What is
fucking buy
Wally
like
World?
the wall. Let's say the big wall store.
Walmart?
Yeah, that I don't want to say it because David
Why?
used to work for him. He used to he used to be up there, but he'll tell you like, don't buy fruits. Check the fruits out real fucking good because sometimes they put the spoiled shit in the middle, and don't eat from the fucking deli at all, dude. Like, don't eat from the deli. And I
I
love the
honestly,
fucking
I've
deli
never
food.
eaten from a Walmart deli, but why? What's wrong with their deli?
You'd have to ask him. He's got all the cool juicy stuff. We'll have to one day bring him on the show, and
Whatever.
we'll have
I get it.
a blast Walmart day, dude. But we just got to make sure he's
I've never heard that, and I don't think I've ever eaten at Walmart or picked up food from Walmart besides like groceries or something like that. But I don't think I've ever ate.
It's
at
real
like
crazy
that.
because like down here we have you would technically say there's like a large food culture, and at our superstores that are like that, all of them have some type of deli that sells like warm food and cold food that you can kind of take on the go. And
Okay.
their sell is, especially HEB, their sell is like it's fresh, like you're cool, it's fresh.
I went to an HEB when I was out there, so that was cool. I got to
Yeah, it's
experience
very
that.
country Albertsons or like a
Yeah.
big store, very country wise.
Yeah.
But I could tell people there's one of them that's in McAllen and HEB that has Chinese food, and man, their Chinese food's fucking delicious, dude. HEB does not fuck around.
Okay.
Yeah, David knows. We got to bring him on a show one day, and we're just gonna do a black label like shit on Walmart fucking episode, dude. It'll be great. It'll be great. But he's got to get the clear first. It'd be cool to come and talk shit. Talk shit. We're gonna keep it on the down low. Change his name, bladder out his face, or do the censor shit and drop his voice down, brr, 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 whatever. So it'll be good. It'll be amazing. It'll be one thing. All right. Onwards into the conversation. So, guys, we got some interesting things to cover this week in nerd news.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
First topic, and I want to cover this because I know you haven't seen it, and I think you've told me before you're not even interested in wanting to watch this.
Hell no.
I think you said you've seen the original, but you're not really like it doesn't really phase you anymore, like in the sense of them wanting to do anything with it. This past week, Netflix released their original show called Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. Brian, like I said, you're not.
So wait, yeah, I haven't seen it. I'm not gonna see it, but I want to take this time to ask you some questions since you are the one that
I saw it.
actually
I
got
saw
to
the
check
entire
it
thing.
out.
I binge watched the shit out of it.
So you and I both are fans of the movie.
Yes,
we talk about it often or whatever.
love it. It's a fucking great brand.
It's a really good movie. It's a really good movie. But as far as I'm concerned, that's as far as I'm taking Scott Pilgrim. Like just based off of that movie, you know, I consider myself not really a fan, but someone that just knows the IP. All right, before we get into what actually took place, what were you looking for before you watched this?
100%. I thought it was going to be an animated recreation of the film.
Okay, so
That's what I literally thought it was. I didn't think they were going to change anything.
Okay,
I was just thinking like, hey, you know what, guys? We gave you a masterpiece live action, and now we got the artists and the money and the finance to make it into a full length animated anime, and we're going to give it to you.
Okay, so you went in thinking it was just going to be a recreation of the movie, just in animation form. By the way, how was the animation?
The animation for the film was fucking fantastic. It was great. Okay. It really was very much like the video game and the comic book and everything put together. It was really, really good. Really, really. The animation, the work behind it.
Great. great. And I did play the video game, which
Mhm.
was a super.
It was fun.
It was underwhelming for me.
Oh,
I got bored.
so you didn't really dig it? Was it because it's a
No.
side scroller or what?
Yeah, it was side scrolling and like I don't know, dude. Like the set skills just weren't really like cool to me.
Yeah, they weren't
Um,
complex. It was kind of just like basic.
yeah, it was really basic. Like
Yeah.
it seemed like something like my daughter should be playing. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
because it's like
so
a one button press kind of game.
exactly.
Like
Yeah,
it needs
exactly.
a little bit more to kind of mess with to kind of keep the
Exactly.
I
Just keep
don't
my
know, like
attention.
the attention or keep the excitement for it.
Yeah, so I had the game. Actually, I'm looking at my games right now because I'm replaying The Last of Us like the a millionth
Nice. Oh
fucking
yeah.
time.
You were saying.
Yeah. And I'm looking at the game right now. But okay, so you go in, you thought it was gonna be just a recreation of the movie. You said the animation was good. So now tell me about the movie. Like I don't want to do too much
Yeah, I don't want to
spoilers or
spoil it.
spoilery. But what is your synopsis if you can give us one, and what was your overall thought on the movie?
So the breakdown of what the story consists of is um it's pretty much like the Scott Pilgrim film for the first third of the series, I guess you could say, throughout all the episodes. So like the
Okay.
first 2 or 3 episodes are pretty much the same story, and then something drastically changes in the timeline of the Scott Pilgrim story,
Okay.
and something happens to Scott Pilgrim, and the rest of the film is Ramona Flowers having to go around and investigate and figure out what happened. So
Gotcha.
it's pretty much like a story of Ramona Flowers taking accountability for all the situations with her exes in the past,
Gotcha.
rather than it being Scott Pilgrim, who himself is
Has to deal with the
yeah,
exes.
has to deal with it, but at the same time is learning like how to mature from watching someone else's situation. It's pretty much a really the live action and the book are a really great telling as to how you get like a fuck boy to get out of or to be a more mature man and fall in love and be with an actual girl that he wants to be with. But the girl has baggage, right? She
Yeah.
has her baggage that she carries, which she has to break for them to ultimately fall in love together. This one, it kind of removes Scott almost completely from the series and puts it in Ramona's pocket for her to handle. And
How did you feel about that?
there were some parts that I thought were really cool. Like I thought they were cute. Like, you look at it and you're like, oh, that's cool because you remember the romance of the original Scott story. I think what's really cool is like the original Scott Pilgrim movie was a great punk, skater, street kid love story.
But and I don't want to cut you off, but the reason why it did so well and why it's such a cult, classic
Oh,
is
classic, yeah.
because it focused on Scott Pilgrim.
Yes. Well, because it's literally
Ramona
just
was there. Ramona was there, and she was a huge. She was damn near the plot.
yeah.
But it's still focused mainly around Scott Pilgrim. So I'm surprised, and I'm not watching it. I know what happens. I kind of spoiled it for myself,
For
and
yourself.
I'm okay with that. But I think that's where they made of well, from what I was reading online, that's where they lost a lot of people.
Yeah. Like, okay, so even though you haven't seen it, but like, do you feel disappointed in what you've heard?
I just don't think it's anything that I would want, like that would entertain me personally. I
Okay.
don't think that like if I wanted to if I were to watch this, I would watch it mainly for Scott Pilgrim and what he's going through,
Yeah.
not so much Ramona. Like I don't think that's something that I would want as I'm watching a Scott. Like if she had her own spinoff, that was something different. I mean, that's cool. But if you're going to focus on Ramona in a Scott Pilgrim IP, then yeah, I don't think I need that.
Yeah, because I that's kind of like my biggest concern is when I went in there, like I fell for it. I fell for the trick that they did, which is like they have the cool image of him like blocking
Mhm.
Matthew Patel's punch. They have like him in the front of of all the advertisement. It's like Scott primarily there and Ramona being with him in some way, but it's never like foreshadowing the idea that Ramona is going to be the main story plot around this.
Mm.
It was really cool to hear and see some of the characters like come back from their live action to come and portray these. I know that they did switch out some of them in different parts, but this is 100% what you were talking about like 2 or 3 weeks ago when you were saying that you're kind of multiversed out. This is a multiversal storytelling of Scott Pilgrim's thing, to where someone goes off and messes with the timeline, and they have to go back and fix the timeline, and they do it, and in Netflix fashion, what they always do, the Scooby Doo kind of stuff, right? Um, I don't. If you're a true Scott Pilgrim fan and you love the live action and you go into this, there's like a big part, not even, there's like a little part that you may just overlook, that they've like messed up the story to do this. And you might overlook it just because you just don't care, and you just like the shapes and the colors and the way that they do their stuff. But if you're a person that really believes in the masterpiece that was the live action that Scott Pilgrim did in the original one, I think you're going to be disappointed with this. I really do. Because it took everything that you probably loved in that film, and they sacrificed it to make what they did with this one. Like it's just really weird.
All right. Well, listen, I still encourage anyone that is a Scott
Yeah.
Pilgrim fan to go watch this. What was your, if you were gonna rank it, scale it 1 to 10, 10 being the best, what would you give this this take on Scott Pilgrim?
It'd probably have to be somewhere like in the middle. Like I'm probably going to be like 5.5, maybe 6.
Okay.
Yeah, because like I said, if you're a major fan and you can overlook it, and you don't care, you just like it. Like me with the Five Nights at Freddy's thing, right? Like it could have been like the worst story. I'm just happy we got it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could consider people just watching it to enjoy it there. But if you're, like I said, if you're a person who kind of like uh the story, and you're very particular about certain things, like you may not like this, and that's why it kind of sits like that for me. So what I'd recommend everybody to give it a chance, to go out there and watch it as much as you can until you may not be able to watch it anymore, or you may enjoy it. Go give it a chance, and it doesn't hurt to watch if you have Netflix and it's free. So easy peasy, lemon squeezy, easy peasy.
Gotcha.
Onwards to the next part of the conversation. So Brian, I myself did not get to watch the recent episode, but I know you did.
Mm-hmm.
But how are you enjoying Invincible season 2 episode? Well, all the episodes so far, and how was episode 3?
I'm enjoying it. Episode 2 kind of fell flat a little bit for me. I wasn't here last week to talk about it, but I know
Mhm.
you and Triggs were kind of raving about it. I didn't really think it was that great. Episode 3 was really good though. It focuses more on Alan in this episode, and like his backstory and what he was basically genetically bred for. Um, and how he's still no match for even just one Viltrumite. They are slowly bringing in the Viltrumites more. So that's cool. And it's kind of it's giving a little bit more insight on Mark and his relationships with like his mom and his girlfriend, and the struggles that he's still dealing with balancing his work life situation. But I mean, it's cool. I liked it. I needed episode 3 because I was a little bit like after episode 2.
Oh, okay, good stuff, good stuff. So far, still the season's going pretty sharp. You're digging it? Like it's still really high up there in your rankings?
Um, 3 episodes in, it's not bad. It's not breaking this, not tipping the scale like all the way, but it's not bad. It's worth continuing to watch. Yeah.
Excellent. What are you most excited for the season? What are you like in the next couple of episodes? What are you hoping to get?
I'm hoping. Well, listen, we got a little bit of a spoiler, but not really. But what is the guy? The beast. What's that beast character? The
Oh, Battle
fucking
Beast?
battle beast. Like I
Yeah.
guess somebody from his planet was shown in this last episode. So I
Oh,
I
sweet.
kind of I kind of want to see more of that guy. I don't know where the fuck he's been. I kind of want to see more of him. I want to see a situation where it's him versus a Viltrumite, like a full-blooded
Like a
Viltrumite.
full,
Yeah, I want
yeah,
to see
yeah.
that. I don't know if that's, and don't spoil it, but I don't know if that's something that happens in the comics. But I have, like, for some reason, ever since that episode where he was just a fucking tank,
Yeah, a battle beast. Yeah,
like ever since that episode where he was a tank, like I've just been
dying to see him.
waiting to see him again. So I want to see him versus a Viltrumite, and then just bringing in all the Viltrumites. And I kind of want to see the meetings between all the other Viltrumites and Mark's dad. What's his name?
Omni.
Omni Man. Yeah, I
Yeah,
want to see that. I want to see what happens with that.
yeah. That's for me. I'm still really excited, of course, to see like one of my favorite characters is Conquest.
Hmm.
Yeah, like I can't wait to see him. I know he's practically one of the first one before Thrag and all that stuff.
Hmm.
So like, yeah, that's gonna be really really cool. And the Vulture War, which will probably be the ending of like season 3 or season 4. We still got like a good gap between here and there. But yeah, so cool. I haven't been able to watch the episode. I got really caught up and I totally forget. It's just one of those things like after the Loki show, I kind
Hmm.
of feel fulfilled on my streaming episodes and stuff like that. And I'm kind of like, I forget that Invincible's still going on.
Gotcha.
So
See,
yeah,
I'm the complete opposite. I feel like there's a void. Like I want to, like,
you need
after
more.
Loki, I need something else to watch. Like I hate not having something to look forward to, on a weekly basis. And at least Invincibles is Invincible is
And a
giving me
great fucking show to keep in between too, man. Invincible's great. Fantastic. As a matter of fact, speaking about Invincible, we got some information about some Marvel news that we wanted to kind of discuss. And the reason why we kept it for the end is because we have a tendency to kind of like, we can get into Marvel conversations pretty good. And most of the time we get a lot of engagements. People want to know, and we want to talk about it too with them. So speaking of Invincible, recently in an interview, someone released the secret identity of a character that's going to be coming out in the Thunderbolts, which I think is still, pretty much mainstreamed and it's still going on. But we recently got the confirmation that Steven Yeun, who plays Mark in Invincible, which is Invincible's character himself, the main character, who is also Glenn from The Walking Dead, is going to be playing the Sentry in Marvel's Thunderbolts. So it looks like it's pretty much confirmed now that we're getting one of the strongest, if not the strongest character, like OP characters in Marvel to be in a show with a bunch of gun-toting assassins and stuff. How do you feel? This is literally Suicide Squad versus Superman. Like, you know what I mean? So how do you feel about this? So one, how do you feel about the casting? And two, how do you feel about us getting confirmed that yes, Sentry is going to be a major player in the Marvel universe coming in?
Well, the rumors were out there for months now. I
Yeah, but
think
this is confirmed now.
we
Like we know
even,
it's true.
but that takes a little bit off of
The rumors.
the yeah, not the rumors, but like the spice to it. Because like we
Mhm.
we even came here and talked about it. Like we knew that he was up for Century. It was kind of leaked months ago.
Mhm.
And it was just confirmed. So it wasn't anything that was like, oh my god, like we already knew that. It's just confirmed. I like the casting. I'm a huge Steven Yeun fan. I love basically everything he's done. My
Yeah, he
heart
does really well.
fucking broke when fucking Glenn died and shit. So it's like I love it. What about you? You are a huge Century fan.
Yeah.
Way bigger than me.
Yeah.
So the question, I'm gonna throw the question right back at you. How do you feel about this casting?
I mean, I'm good with Stevie Yeun. I'm a big fan of his. Of course, he fucking rock socks as Glenn in The Walking Dead. Like he nailed it, did everything to a T. He never let us down in The Walking Dead. And then, of course, he's made several other movies since then. And right now, he is knocking out the story in Invincible. He's bringing it to life, and he does a fantastic job as a voice actor for this type of character. And now he'll be the Sentry, which is the equivalent to one of the archetype Superman characters in the Marvel universe. Robert Reynolds is the secret identity, I guess you could say, of the Sentry, who is again this one of the Supermen, but he's primarily always been this blonde hair, blue eyes guy that's always been out Every time you see him, blonde hair, blue eyes, long, almost like a Thor character, right? So it's kind of awe taking to see that they've hired someone of Asian descent to play this character. There's nothing against Steven Yeun playing him, but me personally, I just think it takes away from the character itself, which was it was supposed to be this character. Look, actually, as a matter of fact, not even too far. Like I literally have one of his fucking toys right here.
Mhm.
Um, he's supposed to be like this the what is it? The typical atomic family 19 like 70s 60s white Superman characters that are supposed to be like the perfect superhero amalgamation, right?
Yeah.
Which was, of course, like I mean, we look at it and yeah, when we were growing up, it was always like catered to the Anglo culture, Caucasian characters, blonde hair, blue eyes, that were always like the really top notch superheroes. Which I mean, it wasn't far fetched. So being like a minority, we had, we didn't get a lot of pickings when it came to being chosen for superhero casting characters, but it's understandable. That's just the way the culture was back then. But the thing is what I remember being about this character is they chose him to be that way because of the ideal perfection of what a superhero was supposed to look like. And then you had the huge downfall that he got it because of drugs. He's psychotic. He is impressioned by a giant demonic force that inhabits his psyche, and he's got all of these flaws which take away from his Silver Age look of being like the perfect superhero. And I thought that was very cool storytelling because it was, I mean, it's kind of like the Omni-Man story, which he looks like the perfect superhero until he starts murdering motherfuckers. And then you're like, holy shit, this is way different from what I'm used to. Right. So I kind of feel like, all right, well, I guess people won't get that option with the Steven Yeun character, but it's going to be the same process. Like Steven Yeun's going to come out and he's going to be like, in some way, like the perfect human being. And then all of a sudden you're going to notice that he's got like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of action to him, which I'm hoping that they go with, which is going to be a hard sell because we have to see what they're going to do with the character first. They may give him like even like a pompadour kind of haircut to make him look like Superman or whatnot, but he'll eventually be overtaken by the Void, and it goes south, and him be one of the major villains, or not villains, but just misunderstood heroes and stuff. Other than that, I don't really see where the character's going to go any different. Like that character in comic books has good writing sometimes, and most of the time is just shelved because they don't know how to write his character into the comics. If that makes any sense, because that's a lot of characters right now. There's a lot of characters that are shelved off right now. You look at Miles Morales' character; they don't really know what to do with his character in the comics. Like it's all over the place. So, what's up, Comic Menu? Good to see you, my man. Good to see you. Good to see you. But yeah,
You like the casting? Good,
yeah, man.
good casting
I
for him.
like
It's good.
Steven. I think he's
All right.
fantastic. I think he's fucking fantastic. I don't know what it does with the character yet. We'll have to give it time. We'll have to let it cook, man. Because of course, like, would this be okay? Let me ask you, if it was your opportunity to make this character come to life, would that be like your first choice, or would you go for something closer to the resource material, or what would you do if you were the casting director?
Honestly, I don't have that feeling towards this like you do.
Okay.
Like I don't care. Like I don't care who they get as long as they do a good job. I don't care if they want to stick to the source material. I mean that's cool. But they don't necessarily have to. I just want to see some dope shit. I'm a very easy fan to fucking get over on. Just show me some dope shit. Or if you can't show me some dope shit, then give me some really nice dialogue and a good written script, and I'm good. Like I don't
That's what
need it to be. I'm not looking for comic book movies to be the fucking perfect movie.
adaptation.
Like I don't need it. Like I don't need that shit. It's not going to be that. And people that want that or need that, I just think you're setting yourself up for failure.
I get you. I get you. For me, it's one of those things right now that I feel that what Marvel needs to be doing is giving us deeper character villains. Because right now, all the villains are kind of underwritten and they're throwaway characters. Like I've said before, I got to see the Marvels. Which did you get to watch it?
The Marvels, yeah.
And yeah, we didn't even get to talk about it because you haven't been on the show a lot.
Mhm.
But Darben was very easily like a character I'm just gonna forget about, and that kind of sucks because I think that she could have done a pretty good job. I think they could have written her character a little bit deeper and given her some more uh, just depth in general, just to
Well,
get us to be.
it was a heavily edited and cut down movie, so you weren't gonna get any of that shit. You were gonna get what you were gonna get. I think I said in the comments last week there is a version of this movie that works. You just sometimes when you are thinking about a movie or reacting or responding to a movie, you have to take into account everything. So this is a movie that was heavily edited. It was heavily cut down. There was a lot of shit that they left out of this movie. So thinking that you were gonna get some development from fucking the villain when you were barely gonna get some development from the main heroes, the antagonist, it just wasn't gonna happen. So you got what you got. It didn't shit the bed as far as I was concerned. It was enjoyable enough. And we move on. That's it.
Yeah, for me, I just what I'm hoping for is they give us more depth in this character because the character of the century, he's a very complex character. Complex in the sense that he has a lot of baggage that they need to get kind of like out there and get explained and get people to understand so that people can rally behind his character. That's what I think that it needs. I don't know if we're going to get it because I don't know if the whole like turning around or fixing what the problems have been going on with Marvel, if it's going to kick into drive during the writing or creating of this movie before any other ones, because we know that Marvel's going to start making some changes to try to get some stuff going because of like the situation that happened with the Marvels movie, right? Like we can assume that they're willing to kind of fix things. We just heard that the Thunderbolts is getting a whole bunch of like what is it like a they're going to
Sure.
do some test shots and they're going to make sure that if it does fail, like they're going to go back and do some reshots and do all this stuff. So, hopefully they're able to fix it, man. I really do. And Tris, what is it? Oh, Aristocock King Yeti. Yeah. Every week has such a wild name, dude.
Watching
Every week.
you sound that out and then finally getting there was perfect.
Yeah. Steven Yeun is a good actor. Yeah, we're saying the same thing. The Sentry is a complex role to take on. I don't know if he is that good of an actor. For real? You think so? I don't think it's going to be that crazy. He had did this other movie a while back. What was it? The one where it's him versus that chick? Beef? Yeah, Beef. The movie's called Beef. And he played this role of like a guy that's just like down on his luck. And then he gets the attention of this like female that he just wants to prank and treat like shit. And he does have like a maniacal kind of like cool essence to him. But that's his whole thing as an actor is he needs to be versatile. And for him to take this role like as an actor, he has to know the respect and accountability he needs to be able to bring to this character. So I mean, I give it up to him. I hope he does well. I really do because again, I think it's a bold move for them to go that way with the directing and stuff like that and the direct casting. So I hope it works. I just really hope it works in their favor. Other than that, onwards to the next part of this, which is still under Marvel moves. Brian, I gotta ask, what did you think of the Madame Web trailer? How do you feel about the movie?
Um
That was a shot in the fucking foot, right? You weren't
yeah,
ready for that one.
I wasn't ready. I mean, I remember the night before the trailer dropped, people were saying that it was gonna come out. That's something I'm not looking forward to. I'll probably watch it. But I'm not looking forward to it. And the trailer really didn't do anything to boost my
Lose it.
anticipation about it either. Yeah. So from what I'm hearing, what the show's about or what the movie's about, it sounds pretty cool. I think this may be like a sleeper. But we'll see. I mean, as far as trailers go, it didn't move the needle on it for me. But judging from what I'm hearing the stories about where they're going, it sounds pretty cool. So we'll see.
What have you heard? Like what is it that you're? What is that you heard
Um,
about this?
hearing basically that it's Spider-Man meets the Terminator, and it's going to revolve around possibly a baby Peter Parker and them trying to save him, something of that nature, which sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. So this is it's very much close to almost like the comic book variation storylines of what the Spider Verse which originally was, which was like the Arbiters, uh, uh, Marloon and those guys kind of going around. I think this guy's name is like Ezekiel something. I forgot his last name. But this dude is like a mentor to Peter Parker in certain parts, and he's the one that kind of like he's more in the spiritual part of the Spider Verse. So I'm very casual with the comic book of the Spider Verse and the way the comics are. I'm not really like too big of a Spider Man fan, so I wasn't really always like, oh, let me read Spider Man and all this stuff. But I was yeah, Ezekiel Sims. Thank you super much, brother. Um, but yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. Like, of course, watching it, it kind of has like a very CW esque kind of vibe to it. I guess you could say like the way it's kind of filmed, but the quick and easy spots that we got of these guys like in their costumes and stuff, it looks really good though. Like it looks fun. It looks a little bit like a kind of gives me like the Blade Trinity or Hancock kind of like storytelling of superheroes. Like there's a lot of action, a lot of cool explosions. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like winded in comedy based, but yeah, I really don't know what to expect. I kind of thought it looked cool. I just don't know what to expect yet. So I'm kind of with you in the same boat. I might check it out. It might have to be like another trailer or two for me to be really behind it, but
Yeah, I'm definitely going to need to see another trailer. Hopefully, if they take that the direction that I was talking about, that I mean, again, that would be cool. And again, I heard that it could possibly be like a really good sleeper movie. Sony just doesn't have a really good track record with their movies. With
that's
me,
what I was gonna
anyway.
say.
I know a lot of people like some of their movies. I wasn't a big fan of Venom
Morbius.
or the second one or Morbius. And I, honestly, Morbius is a lot. It's I won't say a lot. It's more enjoyable than people were leading on to.
Yeah, it's digestible.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But for like on the level of keeping up with Marvel, I don't know. But I am hearing that Kevin Feige does have his hand in this movie. Because ultimately after Spider-Man 4, everything is going to get crossed over into the MCU. So that's the only thing that I have to look forward to, is the fact that this has somewhere down the line going to have some connection with the multiverse or the MCU.
So we can kind of keep like at least some type of hope that some of these characters are going to cross over later on in some way.
Yes, that's
I
what
mean,
I'm
because the
hearing.
girls look fantastic, don't they?
They
Like in their
do.
costumes, like the little snippets that we get, they look super fucking cool. They look super
Mhm.
cool, like almost like comic book accurate to what their characters look like, almost. So
Yeah.
really excited to watch, man. See what they get. Really, really pretty. Kind of excited. Kind of excited for once for Sony. Better than I was with fucking Manhunter, Craven the Hunter, or whatever.
Hmm.
Way more excited for this than I am for Craven the Hunter, dude. Definitely not excited for that. Going on to the next part, we have two more parts of the conversation that we want to cover. This one and the next one are pretty big. I think the other one is probably pretty small compared to this one. But how do you feel about the calls for Pedro Pascal being the new Reed Richards and rumors for Fantastic Four?
Um, I think that's a really weird casting. I get why that happened. I just can't see him. I don't know. For some reason, I'm having a hard time envisioning him as Reed Richards.
It's a little weird, right?
A
And
little
it's nothing
weird.
against him, but like I don't know. Maybe it's like for some reason for me with Reed Richards in the comic books, since Ben Grimm was always this way, I always associated Reed Richards with being like a Jewish person, like having some type of like connection to the Jewish community. And the reason why I say that is because Ben Grimm's character, like, he has like a Jewish wedding. He's very particular at like doing the whole like in the comic books they had the synagogue and all that other stuff. So um I always associated that Reed Richards was casually in the same place, just like casually not religious, since he believes so much in the science. So like for them to get like Pedro Pascal, who again, nothing against him, he's a great actor, does nothing but great work. Last of Us, he fucking killed it. So like I think he's a great actor himself, but like it's like a Spanish guy, and he has sometimes a particular accent, and but
So
like in The Last of Us, he cleared the accent pretty well, right?
yeah. He's Chilean, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So the one thing that I've been seeing online is a lot of people are pissed off because there's a rumor or a leak saying that Kevin Feige doesn't need or doesn't want the Fantastic Four to be. He thinks that the Fantastic Four is too white. Let's just call a spade a spade.
yeah, yeah.
And a lot of people are pissed off about that because they're like, "So the fuck what?" Which I get. I get that. The only thing that I'll say on Pedro Pascal being brought in because the Fantastic Four is quote unquote too white. Kevin Feige has tickets to sell. He has to appeal to a lot of different people in order for him to have somewhat of a success for this movie. Um, and I think that's the only thing that I would touch on with that. Like the reason, again, I'm not justifying one way or the other. I'm just saying from a business standpoint, it would make sense to have some diversity in this cast. You can't just appeal to a certain set of people. Now, there's a lot of people that were also saying, well, you can bring in a villain that's of different ethnicity. There's multiple, villains from the Fantastic Four that could fit that mold. Um, which I do agree, but I mean, Kevin Feige is under the impression that he needs to switch it up. So, in the sense that he needs to make as much money as possible, I don't see where there's a problem.
See, I think that's absolutely true. Back in the day when Marvel was running their shit, because of the culture that we were in at the time, most of the characters were primarily white of white descent. It's just what it was because of that time in history. And it's understandable. Like we grew up with it. It didn't hurt our feelings. Nowadays it hurts everyone's feelings for some reason, which I don't quite understand. We're looking at like 30, 40 years of comic book existence, and now it hurts. And I get it. Some people are upset, and it's understandable. But I think right now is an opportunity for us to say, hey, well, you know what? Like, again, why don't we make something original, organic, and put as much attention as we did back then in something new now? Like, I think it's interesting that they're pushing on Echo. Like, and Echo is an interesting character. Of course, she's been in the comic books for a little bit, and I mean, I don't know where you get a girl that is practically just Daredevil, except she's deaf, becoming the Phoenix Force just for no fucking reason. Like, but I get it. I get that you want to pick the character up, make them OP, and make them to where, like, assuming that being super huge, powerful, strong, and all this stuff is what makes a character desirable in the superhero world, then sure, I guess. But I don't think that's what it is anymore. Because you look at Captain Marvel's character, she just fucking jump started a sun for no fucking reason. Like I don't even know she could do that.
Yo,
And
and to be totally honest with you, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit
yeah,
because that's not the reason why you're looking at Pedro. It's not because there he needs some diversity in the Fantastic Four. You're looking at Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards is because he's the only one that has a certain stature and is cheap enough to get to that 8-9 million
yeah,
that they're willing
I
to
can see
pay.
that.
They went through a list, and we came in here and talked about it, a list of white actors that they offered this role to, and they all turned it down. Why? Because it was either they were paying too little bit of money, or they didn't like the fact that there wasn't as much light on Reed Richards as opposed to Sue in this movie, and they had a pretty big problem with that. So
With
they
there being
went
more Reed than Sue.
there's no more Sue than Reed. Like the focus
Oh,
is
okay.
not the focus on the first iteration, the first introduction is not going to be Reed Richards.
It's gonna
It's
be
going to be
Sue
Sue.
Storm.
Yeah, it's going to be Sue.
Wow, that's wild.
A lot of people had a problem with that. So it's you're not looking at Pedro Pascal because oh, we definitely have to get somebody Latino in here for the Latinos that are watching this.
Mhm.
It could be one of those like two birds with one stone thing, but you're really
Yeah,
looking at them because no one else was willing to take
was
the
willing to
leap,
take that kind of a hit, right?
that kind of a fucking
And
that
then
kind
not
of
only that, with the way Marvel's track record is right now, making movies that are getting shit on, and they, getting all that, pushback from the audience and the fans online and all this stuff. Like, I don't think there's a lot of people that want to connect themselves to this shit right now.
I don't think that's what it is. I just think they wouldn't pay enough money. I mean, if they would have given, dude, they went down to Jake Gyllenhaal, bro. Fucking Mysterio. They were about to cast Mysterio
As
as
another Marvel
fucking
character.
Reed Richards. Like that's how. Like that's where they were. Like they went down the whole. And I feel bad a little bit for Pedro Pascal because it's like, damn, bro, you went down that whole goddamn list and you got to me because like I'm the only one that is possibly going to be that's going to take the money that you guys are willing to dish out for this, and he has to take it. He has to take it.
Yeah, because he agrees to it.
And another thing that they're going to be running a risk of is Pedro Pascal fatigue because he still has The Last of Us 2 coming out, and he's got like another movie coming out, and then he's going to be Richards. I don't know, man. It's a weird signing.
Yeah, and then he's got Star Wars too. He'll be in the Mandalorian story with all that Ahsoka stuff when
Yeah,
they bring
man.
it all together. It's a lot of work, man. I mean, he's
There's gonna
keeping
be
busy, man.
it's gonna be
Paying
a
off in
lot of
college,
fucking
paying
There's
off
gonna be
his
a lot of
college tuition,
fucking
and
Pedro.
paying his college loans like the director from the Marvels, man.
Yeah, man.
Rongo Rick says my whole thing about the race swap is it's disingenuous. Also, it's just fucking lazy. There are plenty of diverse characters in all forms of media that can be pushed by the big studios without having to race swap. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's just that the reason why they don't is because those characters, comics and stories never sold. So there's no one's gonna get behind that. The investors aren't gonna be like, man, you know what? We should totally get fucking Sunfire his own movie. Let's make a Japanese fucking Human Torch and call it Sunfire and get him up in here. No one's gonna do that. Of course, us, the comic book readers, would love to see that character get his own movie, but the investors aren't gonna want that. They would rather see like the Human Torch literally change into another character.
I don't know if I would call it lazy. I can understand why you can see it as lazy, but again, it's hard because this topic brings up emotions, right? It's hard for you to keep everything in focus when emotions start getting involved. Um, just for 1 second, put on your business hat, right? Put on your business hat. If you're Kevin Feige, you're gonna have to do something that appeals to the masses.
Yeah, let's get some money.
You have created this monolithic fucking entity known as the MCU, and you have to appeal to a
The
broad
masses. Yeah.
audience, like the masses. He feels that you're not going to be able to do that with just one culture or a group of people being acknowledged or being spoken to or having representation in that movie. So you have to think outside the box sometimes. You may have to make your Reed Richards Chilean. You may have to make your fucking um what's the Atlantis motherfucker? Namor. You may have to make your
Latin and stuff.
Namor from fucking Mexican
Mexico.
or whatever. So it's like you have to do these things in order to present to a broader like I get it. I see both sides
Yeah,
of the coin.
it makes both sense.
And honestly, it's a stupid argument. It's
Yeah, it's
dumb.
like a lose-lose argument.
It's a
There's
dumb
nowhere to go
argument.
with it.
It's a dumb. Like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like you can't sit here and ask Kevin Feige to leave money on the table just because it's not comic book accurate.
Yeah, but I think
That's
in that
fucking
aspect
stupid.
too, like it's ironic and it's hypocritical for him to say those kind of things when the whole fucking first 10 years of Marvel were all done with white characters. Practically every one of them was not race swapped or changed in the first 10 years of the successful parts of Marvel.
Well, you have created something. All right, and I get that. I
Yeah, because
I
we
understand
can't
that.
overlook that. The first
But
10
now
years,
you
like,
have art. That's fine. But you
yeah,
have made it so that these billion-dollar movies exist. You have that on your resume. You have
yes,
to maintain that. You have to get back there. If these movies that you're making are tanking like fucking uh the Marvels, then you got to switch it up. You have to figure out how to create something that's going to create to more people to create more money. Like
yeah, we got to get it back up.
you got to get it back up. Like you
Uh,
have made it to where the MCU is known for making these billion-dollar fucking movies. I don't even know the last billion-dollar movie they made. It's but it's been a while.
but isn't it awkward? Like, isn't it like, doesn't that just sound weird? Like to hear this guy say, we need diversity because it's not going to work anymore. But he overstepped himself because the first 10 years of his success was built on being as close to the characters as you could, but only changing the story a little bit. Like, isn't that kind of weird? Like, because now it's like you look at it and it's like they're making huge changes in those actions, which I guess it's their call to do that.
Bro,
And it's their experiment.
they were about to fucking hire Mila Kunis as the Thing, bro.
Oh, I heard him. Fuck, dude, don't even start, dude. That was wild as shit to me, man. Mila Kunis, I heard about that.
So the people that are bitching
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, thank your fucking lucky stars that this is the fucking change that he had been looking to fucking create some type of diversity in this shit for a while. So be happy, bro.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts, dude. I totally forgot about that. That's horrible to even think about. Um, but yeah, you know what? They ended up getting. Do you remember the Matrix movie? Do you remember the Matrix, the last movie when they're fucking fighting for Zion and shit?
Vaguely.
Do you remember the fucking Niobe, Jada Pinkett, Roundhouse Smith, jumps in the fucking driver's seat and she's driving the ship and the guy's like, oh god, like that fucking felt weird or whatever. The fucking weird guy, the old guy that's with him.
Yeah.
That guy's gonna be he got casted as the Thing. So that guy, not too bad, not too bad. So you're gonna get a guy with like a cool, deep kind of like Brooklynish voice kind of thing, kind of like but you know what I mean. It's cool. And then apparently the other rumor is Joseph Quinn, the guy that played what's his fucking name from Stranger Thing, the fucking guitar guy.
Oh, Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie. His character is gonna be the Human Torch.
I did see
And
that.
I was kind of like, okay, kind of seems a little bit older than what I would go with. Because you look at Chris Evans' character at that time, I kind of think that was like right on the button. Like that was like a really good choice, Chris Evans when he played it. Even what's his name? The other dude, what's his name? The fucking guy that played Killmonger. Um,
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan, right? Even like his age range, because that Joseph Quinn guy, like he looks kind of like older, right? Would you say he looks older? Or he didn't come off as a high school kid in that fucking TV show to me. That guy looked like he failed several fucking decades of school in the Stranger Things, but charming guy. We've seen him pull off the Eddie character, so kind of excited what they're gonna do. But the other part of this that has my curlies in a fucking knot that I am kind of up in arms and I'm kind of excited for actually is the last part of our conversation, which is how do you feel about Doom coming to Marvel and the apparent rumor that he might be played by Mads Mikkelsen.
We talked about this.
Did we cover it for Mads? I'm so for it, dude. Mads
we covered Doom coming in
Yeah.
because of what they don't know what they're gonna do about Kang. Mads Mikkelsen, I like it. I like it. I'm just worried about how they're gonna do that, how they're gonna transition
They're going
from
to shoehorn Doom in.
Yeah, I'm worried about that a little bit. Because it kind of seems like they're panicking. I think that there is a world where you can finish out this King shit and it'd be fine. I don't know why the pivot. I think because a lot of people, I guess they're thinking that a lot of people don't want to see the King thing, but I don't know. I don't know. What do you think about it?
Well, from the very, very beginning, told people that Kang character as a character himself is very convoluted. It's a very hard character to write for. Not in cartoons, because you could just make him teleport and fucking show up anywhere else. But in film, it's going to be really, really hard. Especially if there's going to be multiple variations of one guy wearing different costumes and different wigs and different like ideals and all this stuff. It's going to be pretty difficult to pull off for just a regular basic audience. And what do I mean by that? Like my roommate Christella watched all of Loki, and at the end of the show, the only thing she could say was, "Well, it looked pretty. I didn't understand it. I got lost most of the time." And Christella is like a casual watcher of the Marvel universe. So for us, like we get in there and we dwell and we fucking try to find Easter eggs and we try to, see all the little nicks and crannies. And for us, it could be a little confusing and daunting too. So you could imagine for like the normal just person that wants to watch it just because Tom Hiddleston is in a TV show, it could be daunting. It could be really, really daunting. The Kang character for me is one of those characters that I think he's big enough to be a film villain, but I don't think you would have to be really, really like good at writing to be able to. This would have to be like a writer from Interstellar, like not from Rick and Morty. Like, you know what I mean? Like you would need to have
the issue. I think that's the issue right there. Is that there Marvel just in general is overexposed. Like there's just a lot of Marvel content, a lot of MCU content to digest in the last 2 years, and it hasn't been any good.
Yeah.
They've been throwing a lot of it at you, and none of it's good. I don't think it has to do with the Kang story in general. I think that people are just like, none of this shit is good. Yeah, none of this shit's good.
Yeah, that's kind of like what it goes back to, the depth. Remember when I was saying we just need depth like in the character writing.
And that's not going to change if you just switch out with Doom. Like that's not the cause of the issue.
No, it's not. And that's absolutely correct. And that's kind of like my major thing where I agree with you wholeheartedly that if they try to, because that's why I'm not saying they're trying to just throw Doom in there. I'm saying they're trying to shoehorn him in there, because shoehorn is like they're just trying to shove his character in there if that's going to be the case, because they think they're running out of time, or I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
It seems like they're panicking. That's what I said. It seems like they're panicking and they're just going to throw Doom in there like that's going to be the thing that saves everything. But that's not what the issue is. You could have made this Kang thing work had you just gave a fuck about Quantumania a little bit more, or if you just gave a fuck, a little bit more about his character, you could have made this shit work.
You could have made it work.
You could have made this entire arc work, and then at the end, you could have brought in Doom casually as opposed to just trying to.
Yeah, we were even hoping that they were going to bring Doom in at Wakanda 2 at the end, that he was supposed to be like an after credit, like that he kind of made these two countries fight against each other.
That's another thing that I wanted to talk about. Like, if you were going to do this where you're just going to scrap the Kang thing and then just shove Doom down our fucking throats.
You needed a lead up.
Why not just have him? Why not just keep the fucking the cameo or whatever in Wakanda Forever? Why take that out?
Why take it out?
Why take that out? And then now you're gonna have to fucking
put it in a weirder place.
Yeah, like you're just gonna have
to put
to
Doom at the end of Thunderbolts or some shit.
It's gonna be weird, bro. So I don't know, man. It just they're not making very sound decisions over there.
And it's kind of what you were talking about. Like it's like they're not. We don't need writers that are just trying to make a name for themselves. Like we need writers that are very talented at what they do, because right now the characters that we're bringing out are not just some big purple guy with 5 rocks on his arm and a nutsack for a chin. Like these characters are all super complex characters. Kang is complex because he's a guy that doesn't like himself.
Fuck, bro.
Which one?
Thanos.
Well, Thanos is way more complex in the comics. In the movie, not as complex. He's just like, he likes a balance, dude. He was balanced meal,
probably the most complex villain we've had in the MCU ever.
I've always associated Ultron as the most complex character. I think Ultron's like way more like, I think the line that he gave, which was the baseball line, God's winding up. He says something like God's winding up and he's not going to miss or he's going to hit a home run or whatever. He's talking about throwing a meteor or something at the Earth. The Ultron. I mean, even though Ultron was like a shit movie, fucking bad movie.
That wasn't a
Even
bad
though,
movie.
huh?
That wasn't a bad movie.
Like for what it was at the time. For what it was at the time, I think it wasn't a good Avengers movie. From being from Avengers 1 to that, I don't think it was very good. But again, that was during that time. Like right now, it's still up there as one of like the top 12, 13 movies. But during that time, it kind of dropped the ball. But Ultron has always been a very, very complex character. Same thing with Killmonger. Killmonger is another complex character too. Um, but Thanos, yeah, like I understand where we can assume that, or we can say that he's a complex character, but it's because he was written so well that, and then of course, like the millions and millions of dollars they spent on CG just to get like a wrinkle in his face to of Josh Brolin like scruffing his eyebrows to really sell the action, and then Josh Brolin like just his presence alone makes the character just so demanding when you listen to him. But like Doom, the reason why I think Doom could be a better villain than Kang is because he's not multiversally challenged. He's just a dude that kind of like mopes in a castle and hates this one guy and wants to conquer the world. It's very much like Thanos. The problem with Kang is that you have a million versions of him and you're trying to sell the multiverse at the same time. Doom, I think, would work as a better villain. I even said it. I even said it a million times at the beginning of this, and I didn't think Kang's story was going to work at all, and that they should have gone with Doom for Secret Wars.
I'm totally missing the ball on this because Doom is way more complex than Kang, and if you think that they're gonna have an easier time getting a Doom across than Kang, because Kang was supposed to be the layup, like this was supposed to be something that there's just multiple of them and you can write them however the fuck you want because there's multiple of them. Doom is a way more complex character than fucking Kang. Like there's no
But the
question
thing
about
is
that.
you know what Doom's character is
So,
because
so
the
you're gonna
comic
have
book.
to. So if you're telling me the writing is bad for a lesser complex character in Kang, and you're thinking that they're gonna have an easier time with Doom, and they're just gonna throw them in there and shoehorn them like you said,
Yeah, well,
this is
the
gonna
reason
be
why,
this is gonna be, again. They're not addressing the fucking problem. They're not addressing the problem. They're gonna throw these characters at you because they have an infinite amount of fucking characters they can throw at you. They're just gonna keep throwing these characters that everyone's been bitching and moaning about, thinking that that's gonna fix it. That's not what's gonna fix the issue, bro. The issue is you need fucking writers. You need a good fucking story. You need a good script. You need fucking showrunners for your fucking Disney Plus. Like the most basic production shit. They are just bypassing that because their name is Disney and MCU, and it's just supposed to make $1 billion.
yeah,
We're past that now. Like, dude, we're way past that. And until they understand that this Doom shit, like, although I think Mads Mikkelsen is a perfect fucking
I think so.
cast,
I
I
think
think
so.
that's a really good cast for Doom.
Yeah,
I don't see shit changing anytime soon.
yeah, because that's the only problem is like I'm all for Mads Mikkelsen being Doom. Like I'm for that. What I'm not for is the recent writers writing a story of Doom in their format. That's what I'm not excited for. Like I would want to see like if you bring me the fucking writer for Gladiator and you make him the writer for the Doom movie, I'm for it. You know, you bring in someone that has the chops and the experience to write at that level to give us characters that we're gonna like really relate to or fall for or be charmed over by. Like I'm all for it. But right now, the format that Marvel has been using for their villains or their anti-heroes or whatnot, it's not working, man. It's just not working. It's just not working. So for them to for me to hear that they're gonna bring Doom in some way, like I don't even feel excited for it. Like that's the shitty part is I don't feel excited for any of this. Like I don't know, but I'm still kind of for them bringing the guy from Nip Tuck. Remember the guy that was the original Doom?
Yeah.
I still think that guy would be pretty cool if you brought him in because it correlates to the whole like them bringing the Fox universe. And then that guy already established himself as this dude that's just like dicking everybody around and stealing powers and just being a jerk. And he already kind of had the rollout.
Yeah.
And I don't think he would mind coming back for that money. So that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, that's my thought on that, man. What about you? So yeah, Mads Mikkelsen, your take?
Again, I think it's a good cast. Good casting. I just would really want for them to take um
Care.
that character. Yeah, I would just want them to take that character very seriously. No more Rick and Morty writers for fucking
True
movies.
that. True that. 100%
Like let's get some serious writers, or at least some writers that you
trust.
trust,
Yeah.
and do it right. Because
Sweet.
I would tell you this: if they get this one wrong, they're gonna piss off a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I don't like coming in here talking shit about being negative about the MCU. I
Yeah.
love the MCU, you know what I'm saying? So I want them to get it right. But I mean, God help them if they fuck this one up.
Just imagine, dude, look at the backlash that Fan Force Stick got.
Yeah, that's insane.
The second Fantastic movie, the iteration. It was a good casting. The CG looked good. I thought the Thing looked amazing when they drop him off in the woods and he fucking fights Reed Richards for the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so fucking dope. I was like, and then fucking that Doom guy comes in, and the guy they chose for Doom wasn't even that bad either, man. He's a good actor too. And they just wrote it fucking weird. Past that, going back a million miles. I didn't get to ask you, and I wanted to ask you before we left. How did you think of the Marvels? I know you were a fan. You were already.
I think I said it. I liked it for what it was.
Mhm.
It wasn't gonna be anything to blow. I went in there with you know, managed expectations.
Yeah.
And it was what it was. Like there's a lot of things I was actually reading today, a lot of the things that they left out or supposedly left out, and they left out a lot of shit.
Did they really?
Um some character development stuff. The relationship between Carol and Valkyrie was supposed to be
Oh
on
shit.
display.
Yeah, because
They
that was
they
kind of shoehorned in. That was out of nowhere.
they and that's the reason why I felt weird. It's because there was more to that they took out. So for what it is, for what it was, I enjoyed it.
What
I
was
enjoyed it.
what was your pro? What was your con? You don't have to go into too many. I don't want to. I think
The
you pointed out all
pros,
the cons. This one,
Iman
Manalani.
and Miss, yeah,
He's so good.
she was a pro. I didn't realize. I'm sorry for anyone that's listening, but I mean the scenes uh with Monica Rambeau in those tights, bro. Like I didn't know. I'm sorry, I didn't know. I had no idea. They sprung that on me. I didn't realize that she was thick as a motherfucker, bro. I did not realize that was a thing. So
Oh
that,
yeah, man, she got the hams, dude.
bro. So yeah, just glossing over that.
Yo, did
Took
you
me
ever see
took
the
me by
pictures
surprise.
of her when she first put on the Marvel outfit and put it on her TikTok?
Bro, I didn't see any of
Gorgeous,
that
dude.
shit. So
Fucking
I
gorgeous,
was
dude.
sitting in there like, what the fuck? I think that might be it for my pros. It was shot well. I like some of the shots, some
I
of the
know a lot of
scenes.
people thought it was kind of silly, but I thought Brie Larson looked amazing in that dress.
The choreography, the fight choreography was
It was
good.
good. Yeah, it was pretty good. Sharp.
Um, but that's about it. Like, and I don't even really have that many negatives. It just was something to watch,
Yeah.
and it wasn't to be taken seriously.
Yeah, for me, like the only kind of negative stuff I had was just based on continuity that I just like didn't understand, like because they were just running the story. Like I think they just ran it like kind of as is, right? Because I had asked Trigger this last week, which was like, wait a minute, like if they're doing powers based on light, like why isn't the chick from Secret Invasion here, and why didn't Darben instantly start switching with them also, since she has the same power as activated by the Bangles? And it was like, no, I'm just looking too far into it. It's way easier than that. Just don't care about that. Like, just go with the. There was just like little things that just kept getting it. the other part that I was kind of sad about was they didn't grow the conversation and the relationship from Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel disagreeing on that planet when they have to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Like I kind of felt like that would have been like a great like meet your heroes and watch them become your villain kind of thing. I don't want them to be like where she hates her for it or make it grow to like an animosity, but like a growing experience of what it's like to be a hero for her character. Like that was a really big lesson to learn. I kind of felt like it got glossed over pretty bad. Other than that,
I again, and I think I said it in the comments last week pertaining to the power sets. I'm just going to attribute the fact that Miss Marvel is a mutant, and the Bengals are going to have a different effect on her than they will Darbin, and because Darbin doesn't have the ability to do any of the power sets that Miss Marvel can do because Miss Marvel's a mutant,
see
and
that I
and combined with the
the
Bengals,
bangle,
it makes her power set different.
yeah, or even activate, like just in general activate, like it just like causes something a mutation with the radiation from the bands or whatever, and then it
Yeah,
activates the mutant gene because there's no real other mutants in the universe. So like maybe they needed that type of power source for them to be activated in people, that type of radiation. But the only other way that I was going to consider it was my brain went to the Bangles themselves to have two different sets. Like one of them is time and the other one is space. And that's why Kamala Khan's character was able to travel through time because that bangle was that variation. And then this shit can open up portals because it deals with space. So when you combine it together, you control time and space, but it's just too much. Like you need to be like, I don't know, whatever Darben wasn't. Because I don't know what it is to control those bangles.
yeah.
But then you see in the other universe that uh Monica Rambeau's Maria Rambeau's character has both of them on, so she's able to control them.
Hmm.
So maybe that's leading up to someone wearing them later, like Captain Marvel or something in our universe. So, what did you rate that movie for you? Like for you
Oh,
as a fan, and the reason why I say is because you actually went in there being a bigger fan of the first film than
yeah.
I was. For me, and I gave it like a 6 or like a 5. I can't remember, but I know for you it's going to be different. So, what did you think about it for going in there being like kind of a little bit more excited for the situation?
I don't know if I necessarily say that I like
Not excited, but you know
this
what I mean.
movie this movie more than the first one. I know a lot of people saying that they like this movie more than the first Captain Marvel. I don't know if
Really?
I'm one of those people. But I would give it like a 6. I mean, it was a fun
Okay.
movie. I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Whatever. I think it had more pros than it did cons. Personally, it was just some wonky editing and shots that you can tell. Um, this wasn't a complete film, and there was
Yeah.
a lot of reshoots, and you can tell that. And
Yeah. You
I'm
can
not
tell there's other
I'm
stuff.
not even really big on that. Like I'm not even that's not even something that really stands out. But this movie's that stood out to me. But everything else I liked. I enjoyed it.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. What do you got planned for this week? Work and what are you excited for?
It's Thanksgiving week, so I'm just gonna
Yeah,
work.
boy.
I have work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll have off Thursday and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and just relax, man. That's about it.
Excellent, excellent. Okay. Brian, I don't know if we're gonna have you next week. I know your new job's gonna kind of jump in on Sundays. Might be a minute until we get you back. Hopefully we get you back soon. You will be missed, and I know you'll probably jump in the comment sections in some way.
Of
So that'll
course.
be cool, of course. So
Yeah.
um we're gonna try to see if we can kind of plan something. Maybe do like cool snippets of Brian, maybe even like a pre-recording of Brian doing something like on his time, like
That would be
just
cool.
coming and giving his opinion on certain things and maybe dropping some stuff. We'll figure it out. Brian is has job coming up that he's gonna have to be doing on Sundays, and
Mhm.
then from there he's gonna try to see what he can do. But yeah, Brian, you are loved.
Of
And
course. Thank
thank you
you.
so
Thank
much
you.
for
Thank you.
killing it. And I
Thank you.
hope you
Thank
do
you.
good at the job and everything. And hope we get you back on here soon, brother.
Appreciate it.
Guys, I want to say thank you for tuning in on this awesome Sunday. Always a pleasure having you guys in. To all our extraordinary listeners, we appreciate every one of you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit us up on all social medias. Hit us up on all of your podcasting places and let people know that every Sunday here is the place to be for nerds. Guys, thank you so much. And we hope you have a great week. Kick Butt Mondays. And we'll see you guys again here next Sunday. Laters. Peace. Peace.